This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(8:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. The President assures that he would ensure the sovereignty of the country. He said that the contribution of renewable energy to the national energy sector would be increased up to 70% within the next few years. The Ministry of Health confirmed another 163 fresh cases of the novel coronavirus in the country today. Sri Lanka releases all 54 Indian fishermen in custody. The third stage of the Haritha Savia project will begin on Tuesday. In foreign news, the British Prime Minister says England lockdown easing still on course. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that one of the main aims of the Gama Samaga Pilisandara program is to make state officials interact closely with the people. The president said that despite accusations from the opposition, he will honour the pledges given to the people. Steps have been taken to ensure national security as demanded by the people. Efficient officials have been appointed to strengthen the intelligence units which collapsed during the time of the Good Governance government. He said that Sri Lanka will not get involved in unnecessary disputes in the Indian Ocean. The president said that Sri Lanka will always act as a sovereign state while attending the Gama Samaga Pilisandara program, which is now taking place at the North Grama Niladari division of the Pittabadara Divisional Secretariat area in the Mathura district. The president said that the contribution of renewable energy to the national energy sector would be increased up to 70% within the next few years. He said that the people and the project have requested to set up 7,000 solar plants, which was launched yesterday with the aim of protecting the environment. Sri Lankan authorities have released all 54 fishermen arrested this week on charges of poaching in the nation's territorial waters, the foreign media reported today, quoting Indian officials. According to reports, Indian official sources have said 40 of them were released yesterday and the remaining 14 were released this morning. The Sri Lanka Navy intercepted 5 Indian fishing vessels along with 54 Indian nationals on board while poaching close to Sri Lankan waters recently. The naval units attached to the North Naval Command had nabbed a large Indian fishing vessel with 14 personnel on board about 3 nautical miles off the coast of Kovilan in Jaffna. Further, the North Central Naval Command took hold of 2 more Indian fishing vessels with 20 Indian nationals on board for engaging in trawling in Sri Lankan territorial waters about 70 nautical miles off Pesale, Manna, and 5 nautical miles off the Iranathipu island. The third stage of the Haritha Savia project will begin on Tuesday. The aim and expectation is to plant 1,000 saplings within the Colombo Municipal Council city limits. The project will be implemented centering the Timbirigaseaya Divisional Secretariat Division. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life.
We continue with local news. The government says that those who have registered with the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau and gone abroad for employment, and those who are unable to pay will be in quarantine at the expense of the government. The Foreign Employment Bureau said that 800 rooms in 15 hotels have been allocated for this purpose. Nearly 30,000 Sri Lankan migrant workers are expected to arrive in the island. Deputy Director of the Jaffna Teaching Hospital, Dr. C. Yamunanda, says hospital activities are being carried out without any obstruction. Several officers of the hospitals have been infected with the coronavirus. They have been sent for treatment. The Deputy Director requested the people to prevent visits to see patients at the hospital as far as possible. Health Director of the Northern Province said that a travel restriction has been imposed to a part of the district as there is a risk of the increase in the infection. Next, we take a look at the main news story.
Introducing Speed Investment with Sri Lanka Insurance, the only insurance policy that increases your sum assured by 5% every year for the same premium amount. You also get a bonus payment at maturity. What better plan to have when you can invest now and relax later? The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life. Sri Lanka Insurance. Like a father, like a mother.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
The Ministry of Health confirmed another 163 fresh cases of the novel coronavirus in the country today. The new development has brought the total number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country thus far to 91,724. According to the Epidemiology Unit, 2,778 patients infected with the virus are currently under medical care at designated hospitals and treatment centres. Total recoveries from the virus and the infection have reached 88,388, while the death toll stands at 558. That was the main news story. Watchlight is up next.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
A look at Watchlight. The Department of Registrations of Persons has requested the public to contact the department and reserve a prior date before visiting the DRP office to obtain their national identity cards. DRP Commissioner General of the Department, Vayani Gunathilaka, said that reserving the date to obtain NICs is mandatory and no one would be allowed to visit without a confirmed appointment. He said information can be obtained by calling the telephone numbers 011 522 612 and 011 522 6100. I will repeat those numbers again. 011 522 6126 and 011 522 6100. That came to you in Watchlight. A bulletin of world news will follow.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines. The British Prime Minister says England lockdown easing still on course. At least 91 killed on Myanmar's Armed Forces Day. At least 32 killed in Egypt train crash. Boris Johnson has said the roadmap for easing England's coronavirus lockdown is still on track, even as a third wave of infections hits Europe. The PM said he will soon be able to go to the barbers and eventually drink a pint in the pub. Outdoor gatherings are allowed from Monday, with more restrictions due to be eased on the 12th of April. Mr. Johnson added that nothing in the data dissuaded him from continuing along their roadmap of freedom. Myanmar's military leaders sought to justify last month's coup of the country's armed forces today. While local media reported security forces shot dead more than 90 protesters on the same day. Armed Forces Day marks the start of resistance by independent power against the Imperial Japanese military in 1945. Senior General Min Aung Hlaing said the coup was inevitable and that the military is working hard to secure social and economic development for the nation and its people. At least 32 people have been killed and 165 injured in a train crash in central Egypt, officials say. Carriages derailed and overturned when two passenger trains collided near the city of Tata, Sohang province. Emergency brakes were activated on the train in front by unknown individuals, causing the train behind to crash into it, the country's railway authorities said. President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi pledged tough punishment for those responsible. Anyone who caused this painful accident through negligence or corruption or anything similar must receive a deterrent punishment without exception or delay, he tweeted. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. The British Prime Minister says England lockdown easing still on course. At least 91 killed on Myanmar's Armed Forces Day. At least 32 killed in Egypt train crash. That ends this bulletin of world news. Development news follows.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
Small tanks in the North Central province will be renovated. Governor of the province, Mahipala Herat, said that under the first stage, 34 tanks are to be developed. The project is being implemented by the Agriculture and Irrigation departments. The government has allocated 320 million rupees for the small tanks renovation project. That was Development News. Sports News is up next.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
On to sports news. Reforming Sri Lanka's domestic structure is among Tom Moody's priorities in his new role as Director of Cricket, and a fresh plan for a first-class structure may be revealed over the next few months. Moody, in his first press conference in his new role, said, having just spent 3 weeks observing and reviewing Sri Lanka cricket. That was a look at sports news. Business news is up next.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The Sri Lanka Tea Board stated recently that it had performed well in January and February this year, earning 41 billion rupees export revenue compared to the start of last year. The total tea production too had increased when compared to last year. In the recent statement, tea exports for 2021 indicate 41 billion rupees as compared to the beginning of last year's revenue of 38 billion rupees. The price of FOB tea has increased from 832 rupees to 932 rupees. Well, that was a look at business news. Economic news is up next.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Resident manager of the Mahaveli movement at the Walava, LMO De Silva, says that a successful harvest is being reaped from the Maha season at the Walava Mahaveli Development Zone. The paddy cultivation is being carried out in several Mahaveli zones. Accordingly, 12 hectares of land have been cultivated with paddy. 75,000 metric tons of harvest is expected. That was economic news. Finally, a look at the weather reports.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island during the evening or at night. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, southern, western, central, northwestern and the Uva provinces. Showers can be expected in eastern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district during the morning too. That was a look at the weather report. To end tonight's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Finally, we'll look at the headlines. The President assures that he would ensure the sovereignty of the country. He said that the contribution of renewable energy to the national energy sector would be increased up to 70% within the next few years. The Ministry of Health confirmed another 163 fresh cases of the novel coronavirus in the country today. Sri Lanka releases all 54 Indian fishermen in custody. And the third stage of the Harita Savia project will begin on Tuesday. And finally, foreign news. The British Prime Minister says England lockdown easing still on course. That ends tonight's news broadcast. Rain or shine, the MW Express will never let any of our passengers down. So we are on our way to a number of destinations in our beautiful island home and various overseas destinations as well. So let's get on board the MW Express without any further ado.